glance back to Boxing Day at the Little Harp Inn, and runners from the area congregate for the annual 4-mile run around Clevedon.
Male and date of birth?
12:35.
That's number 630 and that's £10, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Next!
Numbers were down on previous years, but still over 650 athletes abandoned their Christmas festivities, paid their £10 entrance fee, and joined the throng outside for the spectacular mass start.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The route was the usual one, down to Salthouse Corner, along Old Church Road, through the Triangle, along Old Street, down Walton Road, up Holly Lane, down Castle Road to Wellington Terrace, past the pier and along the seafront, and home to the finish at the Salthouse Field.
Anybody I know yet?
Just got to do what you can do.
You're doing it, John!
Road Races 2012 in the bag. Well done, Anna. Absolutely cracking performance.
New Year's Eve in Copse Road, and at the community bookshop, memories go back a year to its opening ceremony, performed by the children's writer Gilly Maloney.
1, 2, 3. All right.
So how has the venture gone for the organisers?
Well, it's been a very successful year, much more successful than I ever anticipated, in many respects. So we now have over 600 people who own the bookshop together. We have the sales in the shop have surpassed our expectations. 1st of December we opened our internet shop, and that also has surpassed our expectations. We've made a link with Dhaka in Bangladesh to buy fair trade bookshop bags, and so that's important as a cooperative that we're implementing fair trading principles. We have events, one-off events for children and adults, and we're about to start our 3rd module of our creative writing programme. So it's just been absolutely amazing. The shop is successful because it's a cooperative. People in Clevedon are kind of behind us, so they're donating books, they're purchasing books, they're working in the bookshop and supporting the events. So it's a win-win situation really. It depends also a lot on the demography of it, is that these days there are a lot of people my age in their 60s and 70s who are still active and want to be active but don't need a wage, are paid through their pensions. So it also works because of that.
Went in 2 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals went in 3 by 3.
New Year's Day at the Salthouse pub, the starting place for the annual New Year's Day swim, organised by the Middle Yo Surf Life Saving Club. This year's theme was animals. So fittingly, the parade from the pub was led by Steve Price, dressed as Noah, leading his animals to the Ark, or in this case, the ice-cold waters of the marine lake.
And did they come?
During the morning, nearly £600 was raised for the animal charity Secret World, who brought along a couple of tame owls to entertain the crowd.
It's posing nicely for you.
For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness, dear, for the sake of old lang syne. One more time. Are you ready for the swim? Yeah! On
sorry we've had to call it off because it's too cold.
But thoughts of the important purpose of the day was never far away, and finally 20 or so intrepid souls, led by Noah, now stripped down to his swimming costume, filed out onto the lake wall for the big splash.
The adventures.
That sort of bend. Dive out if you can. Going in. Down, all right? We can all go for it then.
Can't see it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Tell him the swimmers are.
It's not that bad.
Well done.
Come on, Daddy, I'm coming, yeah?
Enjoy it? Yeah. Right. Yeah, and you? Yeah, see you.
There's a lion in the swimming.
A lion swimming. Is that a lion? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it is. Daddy throws you in the pool. Good time.
Oh, was he up there? Was he?
As we start a new year, the good news on the local building front is that the demolition work on the Royal Pier Hotel has now started. The plan is to retain the front elevation of the building, and then work can commence on creating 17 apartments out of the 1823 Grade 2 listed structure. Meanwhile, up at the Regent in Hill Road, planning permission has not yet been granted to turn this into not only more apartments, but also some retail outlets. We understand that the planning decision is now due later in the month. Along Wellington Terrace at the Highcliffe Hotel, the proposed flat development has been approved, but the hotel still seems to be in business. At Clevedon Hall, which was once the St Brandon's Girls' School, the estate owners are still waiting for a decision on their planning application, which is now overdue. There have been many objectors, including English Heritage, and it is thought that these could be delaying a decision. The exciting prospect of a new community hospital now appears to be dead in the water, as its funding has been withdrawn by the NHS. So it is now intended to sell the site. Questions have been raised in Parliament by our MP, Dr. Liam Fox, who said, "It is clear that there has been a managerial shambles, so it is the management that should pay the price, not the people of Clevedon and the surrounding area." He went on, "Responsibility, accountability and transparency are all we seek, and surely that is not too much to ask." There is no information on the future of the existing cottage hospital, other than it will continue as at present. Meanwhile, NHS North Somerset has said it is now drawing up a report on how it plans to provide future services for the people in Clevedon. Clevedon Pier has received a Heritage Lottery Fund grant of £720,000. The funding will enable the Clevedon Pier and Heritage Trust to create a substantial future for the pier, ensuring its survival for the next 100 years. Central to the plans is vastly improving the visitor facilities on site and increasing learning and volunteering opportunities for local people, which in turn will help to generate income for the Trust and enable the restoration of some of the pier's more important elements. The bandstand on the promenade is now showing more signs of the constant battering it receives during adverse weather conditions, with a section of the upper decorated fascia board falling away during storms last month. Concern has been expressed by many local groups, but North Somerset Council, who owns the structure, says that any future plans will depend on when and if they can get the funding. Finally, the users of the marine lake wait with bated breath for the outcome of the next stage of the council's bid for lottery funding to renovate the much-used facility. Meanwhile, water still gushes out, just as it apparently did just 2 years after it was built, way back in 1929.
Thank you.